Good day. In this video, I will show you the basic interface of our Google Colab and a new notebook interface. So first, again, we create a new notebook. We can use the File and New Notebook menu. Then a new tab will open a newly created notebook. Again, as you can see, for the first time while it's loading, you can see here that it's not yet connected. Okay, so what you will need to do first when you create a new notebook is to connect to a hosted runtime. So to do that, just hover your mouse here and then you can click this connect button to connect to a new runtime. So meaning you need to connect in order to execute codes. So you can connect to a hosted runtime, to a custom GCE VM, connect to a local runtime. Okay, so you can just click this connect button. Then as you can see, allocating, connecting. So as you can see, it's initializing. So it is connected to a runtime for a Python 3. So if it's successful, you can see that the check button here and the RAM usages here. So as a uh, free account, you have been given with the random access memory of 12.68 gigabyte disks. Okay, then as I have said, if you created a new notebook, okay, the default file name or the file name can be located at the left topmost portion of your browser of the Google Colab interface. This is your file name, this is your file name, your file extension .ipynb. Then beside this file name, so this is where you can rename it. Okay, then beside this is these star buttons. So if you click this one, will be tagged as favorites. So star notebook in Google Drive as with the other Google Sheets like that. Then beside this one, this is the logo of the Google Colab. And then at the rightmost portion is your account. So be sure you have signed in. So if you have not signed in, you just sign in. And then the settings, okay. There's settings here for the site, for the editor, Colab Pro. So you can go on Colab Pro with this is the subscription at this time. So faster computing powers. Then if you have a GitHub account, okay, for the versions of your notebooks. Then miscellaneous. So suffice to say, you retain it by default. And then below the file name is the menu bar. So you have the file menu wherein you can uh, there are submenus like the new notebook, open notebook. You can also upload notebook, you rename it, move, then you can delete it by moving it to the trash, save in a copy in Drive, GitHub, Git, and you can even download your notebook as notebook, or the file name is ipynb, or a Python file that can be manipulated in other software such as the Jupyter Notebook, the Visual Code Editors, or the PyCharm. Then you can also print your notebook. And for the edit, the usual edit one, so you can sell, okay? Then the view, insert, then the runtime. So this part, the runtime is also important because in here you can reset the running of your codes. So if you have already codes here, if you click this run all, okay, the codes in your notebook uh, will be executed. Then the run before, the code before the one you selected will be only be executed, then run the focus cell, the cell that is highlighted will only be run, then run selection, run after, just like the run before. Then anytime when you execute your code in a cell and it takes a long time, you can interrupt it by clicking this interrupt execution, or this is the shortcut keys. Then if you want to restart the Jupyter, I should say the Colab notebook executed, okay, just click this restart runtime. Then if you want to restart as well as run all, okay, you can click this one. And again, the best practice is if you are done with your manipulating with your notebook, okay, be sure to disconnect it from the system so that it will not uh, 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 eat resources. Okay, you can do that by disconnect and delete runtime. Okay, so if you click this one, you will be disconnected. So are you sure you want to reset this runtime, the state of the runtime, including all local variables and live views? Yes. So be sure that you have saved first your notebook before disconnecting. So you can see now that you need to reconnect it again. So just reconnect it again. So allocating, connecting to the Python 3 Google Compute Engine backend, and as well as initializing and finally connected again. Okay, to save resources, because if you do not connect it and if you open another Google Notebook, okay, the RAM, the resources will be added here. So if you open many notebooks, so you might consume the 12.68 gigabyte access memory that you have been given freely by Google Colab. Okay, so it's best that uh, to save resources, you disconnect the notebook that you are not using. Okay, so by going to the runtime and disconnect and delete runtime, or here, okay, you can this one again. Okay, then the tools, so these are the settings. Okay, then the help, so always use the help functionalities of any web application, because it can help you really in navigating the Google Colab. Then again, by default, Google Colab Notebook will insert a cell. So what is a cell? This is a cell. A cell is where you either enter your code or either enter your text description. So a cell has two types. It's either a code cell. So this is insert code cell below. You just click here, or a text cell, this one. So from the name itself, if you want to execute a code, just use a code cell. Okay, if you would only like to describe or enter a text and not a code, you use that text cell. So if you click this text cell, okay, and so you will not be able to run this one. But you can also, this is a text cell. Okay, then this is the output. So you can enter it. Okay, okay. So this is a text cell and it will not be executed. While a code cell, if you insert a code cell, okay. So if in a text cell, okay, if you go out from the text cell, you just click any space outside the text cell, okay, okay, it will be displayed. So for example, you give it, you make it bold face. Okay, this is the preview. Okay, you can have it, you can add list items. Okay, so it's a text field. Okay, so that one. So just click anywhere. Then, so this is not a code. So it's only a text interface. So text cell, in text cell, you can enter descriptions about your cell or headings. You can also uh, use headings. Okay, in our next videos, I will show you further, no, what are these headings. Then in a code cell, this is where you execute Python code. So a text cell doesn't have the run button or the play button, while while a code cell has this play button here, which is equivalent to the run cell button. Okay, so if you run a Python code, just like the print hello world, you just click this uh, button, and the out this is the input. Okay, in a code cell, this is the input, and if it's successful, it will give you an output here. So this one. Okay, then you can also clear this output by clicking this X button here, and in here you will see how many seconds does the your code was executed. So in this case, it's executed very fast. It's in nanoseconds, 0.368 nanoseconds. Okay, so depending on your code, uh, so that you will be notified, no, if you are running longer codes. Okay, so as long as it's not yet does not have yet checked here, it's still running. So this is an output. So if there is an error here, the error will be here. So let's say, for example, this one. So you can see now that there's an error. Okay, again, string lateral is unterminated. So view problem, you can view problem here. So I will explain in a different video, no, in details. Then if you execute this one, you can have your syntax error here. Okay, then you can already search the Stack Overflow website for any help or any suggestions. Okay, so again, if you successfully run this code, okay, the output will be here. Again, if you want to insert a new code, just click here, and let's print it again. This time our name. Then if you execute it, it will be numbered next, no? So this code, so as you can see, there is a number before your code. This means that it's the order of it's the order of the execution of the code. So for example, if you insert another code, okay, this code was executed after this code, since 3 comes before the 4. Okay, and if you execute again this code, okay, you will notice that it's 5. So every code that you every code cell that you execute, no, will add up in that order. So what's the importance here? So the importance here is like, for example, declaration of variable. So if it happens that you run a previous variable that has the old variable inside it, so uh, the code cell that was recently executed will be the one to be recognized. Okay, so I will explain it in another video. Okay, so that's it. Then to delete, to rearrange the cell, just highlight the cell that you want to rearrange, and then either use the move cell up or move cell down. So that's it. Or you can also copy link to a cell. You also add a comment. So if you add a comment, so others can see it. And can also delete. So to delete it, just click this. So just click the icon, the codes, the cell that you want to delete. So for example, we want to delete this one, then we will delete this one. Okay, then what else? So that's it, no, for the basic interface. So let's explore this one. So this is to search for any code in your notebook. Then this one is variable inspector, so you can inspect variables here. Then also the files here, so you can move files here. Then this one, there's a code snippet, so it can help you, no, when you are lost with your codes. Then search command, so it's a help. And then you can see your disk space here. So as you can see, we are already by the 26.24 gigabyte space for the terminal. Okay, okay, so that's it for the basic interface of this Google Colab notebook. Again, before uh, you close it, be sure to disconnect it from the resources so that it will not eat your remaining sources. Okay, so just disconnect this one and click yes. And then you know that you are already disconnected when the reconnect button appears here. Okay, so that's it for now for the basic interface of the Google Colab notebook. Thank you for watching.